Man develops life-threatening infection after eating feral pig. People say you are what you eat. Now, this guy is aggressive, nocturnal, and full of parasites. What the f*** is up, Internet? Welcome to the channel, and thank you for checking out this episode of Crazy Ass News. Let's see what I got us into this time. A Florida man in his 70s contracted an extremely rare, life-threatening infection in his implanted defibrillator.
20 minutes later.
Defibrillator? Jesus Christ, that's rough. After eating a feral pig in 2017. Why are they reporting this now in 2017? Interesting. So he caught it. He got the infection on his implant? Why? I mean, how did it get there? Where was the implant? Isn't that like in your chest? It's not like near his stomach, right? What the hell? Before cooking and consuming the gift from a local hunter, the man remembers handling the raw meat with his bare hands. Oh, so he didn't even eat it? He handled the raw meat with his bare hands. So some hunter gave it to him? And before cooking it or consuming it, he fucked around with it with his bare hands? Well, he probably cut it up. Interesting. Experts suspect it was at this moment that he was unknowingly exposed to a sneaky bacterium. This word, we call it BS. Not that I don't believe this guy, but we're gonna just call it BS because I ain't trying to pronounce that shit. Interesting. So he got it on his hands, and then does he touch his implant? Is the implant on the outside? I obviously don't understand how those things work. I can't even pronounce the goddamn things. Years later, the man began experiencing feverish symptoms. It took years? He ate this shit back in 2017? And it took years for him to get symptoms? What? Intermittent pain, excess fluid, and a hardening of the skin on the left side of his chest. Holy fuck! According to a case study led by infectious disease specialist Jose Rodriguez from the University of Florida. Yeah, as soon as this guy popped up, they started studying him. So it took years for this for this infection to take hold? That is crazy. Man, how often does that happen? Where you like come in contact with something you shouldn't? You put your mouth on something you shouldn't, and then you get an infection like years later? Damn, that's kind of nuts. I didn't know that's how that shit worked. Most of the time, I don't get infections very often, but anytime I ever have, I feel like that's kind of like within a few days. Years? Jesus, that unlocks a whole new fucking fear. When doctors finally figured out what was going on, the insidious bacterial infection had already slipped up into the man's defibrillator. Passing through the chest wall, the left subclavian vein, and into the muscular tissue of his left ventricle. Oh my god, man, I feel like I just fucking took a test. Jesus. So the defibrillator,
give it up.
3 minutes to capsize.
Just give it up.
Had this infection on it? Must have just been like festering or something, or maybe the bacteria was kind of like benign at first, and then it just kind of like, bacteria fucking grows. It doesn't need you to grow, it just needs oxygen probably. And so then it fucking passed through his chest wall and his subclavian vein, into the muscular tissue of his left ventricle. Dude, he's 70. This dude's done, right? This guy's cooked. How do you fucking brush this shit off? The safest option was to replace the medical device completely. Yeah, that makes sense. Are these pictures of what the fuck is going on here? This is inside his chest or something? Oh, PET scan showing markers of infection surrounding the cardiac defibrillator generator device. Oh, so this what? This is the device? I guess just the red area. The red and the fucking yellow. Or is it the black part? Can't really tell from this. Damn, dude. This guy was fucked. Globally, brucellosis. What the fuck, dude? If it mattered, of course I would pick an article with every fucking medical term you could fucking think of in it. Globally, brucellosis is the most common bacterial infection that spreads from animals to humans. Oh shit. And it is usually carried by cows, goats, sheep, and pigs. Yeah, pigs. Oh, so this is the bacteria, the infection that he caught. Oh, okay. So we're saying this is where it comes from, and this is like, so this commonly passes between animals and fucking people. Crazy. I'm just mind blown that it took fucking so long for this shit to kick in. It just seems like, if it's, I don't know, crazy. I mean, the fact that they would track it all the way back to 2017, I mean, if this guy's handling fucking wild pig meat, he's probably doing this shit often. He's probably like butchering shit left and right. I wonder how they squared in on this pig. Man, maybe that was the last, like, what, you know, the only wild shit he fucking cut up. Interesting. Infections of B. suis and its close relatives are tricky to treat because they can hide inside immune cells for years on end. Oh, so that's, they hide? What the fuck? These motherfuckers are covert, causing only mild feverish symptoms that come and go at random. Oh, so this guy just thought, holy shit, I've gotten like fevers randomly, and so, oh Jesus, I gotta go get fucking looked at. I don't eat pig though. I do eat ham, but I've never eaten wild pig. Sure as shit haven't butchered anything in a minute. Jeez. Yeah, this shit makes me, I'm telling you, new fear unlock. This shit makes me nervous. Since the bacteria are hard to isolate and grow in the lab and essentially misidentified, as occurred in this case, blood tests don't always pick them out. So this shit is common. It fucking hides. It hides inside immune cells. Wow, so it's smaller than immune cells. So they're like, I'm picturing like that scene from Star Wars. When they fucking parked on one of the, like, the Empire ships. Is that like this kind of a situation? This bacteria hides on the fucking Imperial Death Star. It wasn't a Death Star, I can't remember what the fuck it was. One of those big ass ships. Wow. That's kind of crazy that this bacteria is that smart. Or, I mean, maybe it's probably just instinctual. But I mean, even to have instincts as a fucking bacteria is kind of crazy. Defibrillators are a perfect place for Brucella bacteria to hide. Antibiotics are difficult to deliver to these implants because of their limited blood supply, which mean that if infected, taking out the whole device is often the only way to ensure proper treatment. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's just kind of a given. I mean, I don't know shit about bacteria, but I mean, you got to get rid of that thing. Unless you can just clean it. I mean, can you disinfect it and just reuse the same one? I mean, this bacteria is hard to fucking detect, so even if you do and disinfect it, you're not 100% sure you got rid of it. That shit could be hiding in the fucking Empire ship situation. Crazy. That shit is crazy. I don't know enough about science. I'm kind of mind blown. While severe and life-threatening, Jesus, the BS infection of a defib, we're just going to call it a defib, I can't pronounce that fucking word, is extremely rare. In a 30-year review, 5,287 patients with a defib, only one patient of BS infection required complete device and lead removal with antibiotic therapy. Lead. There's lead in this shit? Huh, interesting. So you can have lead in your fucking chest, but you can't have any of this fucking pig juice. Jesus. Crazy, man. Scary. It's kind of scary. Although, I mean, I guess you don't really have to worry about this kind of specific situation unless you have a defib. But then how is it so common to be passed around? If this case is so specific, but yet it's common, how else does the shit get passed around? That's one for the thinkers out there. If you know, let me know. I'd like to know, but I am too lazy to Google that shit. A series of unfortunate events led to the Florida man's diagnosis. Like, accepting raw meat from someone is, that's some normal human shit. But, like, so he took it. I guess what was he supposed to do with it? I mean, you get it. I mean, where I've grow up, people fucking give each other fucking deer meat left and right. And I'm not thinking there's a whole lot of sanitation going on in that kind of situation, but I guess maybe deer don't carry this bacteria. I'm just thinking, if this dude's handling fucking raw pig meat, he's probably a hunter or something. I mean, if he's friends with a hunter, it's likely he hunts. Maybe not. It just seems kind of crazy and then just for it not to show up for years, and then them to fucking pinpoint what caused it. It was kind of mind-blowing. In the spring of 2019, long after the man had handled raw pig meat, he began experiencing uncomfortable symptoms on the left side of his chest. Oh, so this was 2 years. So this is still 5 years ago. Why are they reporting on this now? I mean, this story, it just popped up. I mean, maybe this story is just not that. Maybe this is just an old story, but interesting. I like to kind of pick stuff that's like more recent than fucking 2019. Maybe I'll start a new series where we go into like old school fucking crazy ass news, but interesting. The unfortunate fellow, who also suffers from type 2 diabetes, of course, when bad shit happens, it fucking snowballs. And heart failure. God damn, this dude is cooked. Is he gonna fucking survive this shit? Was admitted to the hospital several times that year, where he was treated with a whole host of antibiotics. So he was taking all kinds of antibiotics, and this bacteria was still just hiding on it. Insane. That is some crazy shit. We are not the bacteria you're looking for. What the hell, man? I just keep picturing the fucking... what the hell was their ship, the Millennium Falcon? Yeah, hiding on top of that... I don't know what the fuck kind of ship it was. A big-ass gunship. But, yeah, I just keep picturing that when I think of these... when I think of this BS fucking bacteria. Cracks me up. His blood cultures revealed an infection with a different bacterium from BS, and an ultrasound of his heart showed his defib had migrated to the left chest wall, just below the nipple. Oh, so this shit was getting so bad because his fucking chest was tightening up, it moved the shit. Man, oh, that has to be kind of painful. That shit's like inside you, and it's just moving from fucking... migrated to the left chest wall? I mean, I don't know where the fuck it started, but to get all the way over to the nipple sounds crazy. I'm thinking it's kind of like in this area. God damn, this poor bastard. All because he wanted some fucking fresh ham. God damn, man. Lay off the ham. Jesus. In 2020, his symptoms persisted, so the man sought treatment once again at a Veterans Affairs Medical Center in Gainesville, Florida. So, dude, this guy is just going through it, and they can't figure out what it is. And his fucking chest is tight. He's fucking getting fevers and dude, he's going through it. And this shit is hiding in his fucking... God damn, that shit is crazy. And so he's just trying, man. This story might not be that old. So the Veterans Affairs, I mean, what did they do for him? While doctors could find no outward sign of bacteria on his defib, valves or leads. I'm saying that's leads, not leads. Why? It's leads, not leads. Sorry. They were concerned by the possibility of an overlooked infection, and they decided to take the automated implant out of his body. Oh. So they just tried it. They took it out first, and then oh, here we go. Lab analysis later confirmed the device was contaminated by BS. The previous bacterium was misidentification. It was a misidentification. Oh, so they found... I see. They did say they had another kind of it that they were treating, and it just wasn't the right one. Wow. This fucking guy was going through it. I just can't imagine. Like, being sick sucks, but like, not knowing what the fuck is going on and the doctors can't help you, you fucking probably think you're patient zero of something crazy. Blood samples showing BS infection, pink clumps in the Florida man. Okay, so they show up as pink. Damn, this guy was... I feel bad for this motherfucker, man. Substantial delays between BS exposure and clinical symptoms have been previously reported in patients with cardiac implantable electronic device infections. Fucking say that 3 times fast. Holy shit. Writes the authors of this case study. So yeah, that's crazy. So this shit happens all the time. Are all these motherfuckers like butchering fucking feral pigs? Like how are so many of these defib people getting fucking bacteria on their shit? On their implantable, or on their cardiac implantable electronic device infections. Jesus. Man, they must like wash your fucking hands, people. In this case, the intermittent use of antibiotics with device retainment likely led to a prolonged clinical course. I'm not 100% sure exactly what the fuck that sentence even means. So them using antibiotics with the device staying inside of them, like, yeah, it kept them sick this whole time. I'm assuming that's what that means. Context clues, people. Crazy. Yeah, so I mean, they were giving them antibiotics. So it was probably like keeping his symptoms kind of okay. I mean, nothing went too crazy. That's why it kind of seemed like just some constant fucking shit he was going through. It would probably just fucking flare up every now and then when the antibiotics kind of stopped doing what they were supposed to do. Because it was all fucking misdiagnosed. Jesus, that's scary, man. After 6 weeks of taking 2 antibiotics, the man's infection was cleared. Good for him. The patient was outfitted with a new defib 4 months after his old one was removed. Oh man, I'm surprised this guy's kicking, dude. This sounded kind of scary. This guy was going through it. He's got fucking type 2 diabetes and he's got fucking heart failure. I mean, that's probably why he had the defib in the first place. Jesus, this poor bastard, but he's still kicking, so good for him. 70, and he survived this. Jeez, I've always been the type of person that thought that dying young is probably the best way to go, but I mean, you get to a certain point where you're just trying to hold on, man. And congrats to this guy for pulling through, because I was kind of losing faith in him for sure. Now, more than 3 years later, his blood shows no clinical evidence of BS. His story is a cautionary tale to all who partake in eating unpasteurized dairy products or wild animals. I mean, people do that. I mean, now there's a whole new fucking movement about drinking unpasteurized milk, right? Like, these people are all gonna be fucked up. That's a different story for a different day. But yeah, wild animals. There's some kind of... The shit is common, and all these people with defibs catch the shit. Like, are all these people just hunters? I mean, when you get to your 70s, or you have cardiac arrest, Is that what you do? You're just hunting now? And fucking cleaning up fucking feral pigs? Jesus. In the U.S., feral swine, I don't know, scrofa, are the principal carriers of BS. Oh, so they're the main fucking villain here in this story. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, a fucking feral pig. People hunt boars. They go on these crazy-ass big boar hunts. Is a boar the same as a feral pig? I mean, maybe a feral pig is, like, smaller. As livestock are often vaccinated against these infections. Today, there are more than 1 million feral pigs living in Florida, which suggests the infections may be endemic to some parts of the nation. Oh, okay, so some places you're just not going to get it. And all these people in Florida, that's where these people are retiring. That's why all these defibs are getting fucked up. Because it's all these fucking Grams and Gramses down in Florida fucking going on wild boar hunts or fucking feral pig hunts and cleaning, or, you know, they have their fucking homies are giving them the shit. That is crazy, man. Yeah, be careful with your fucking feral pigs, man. I don't know. I guess if they're like an invasive species where there's 1 million of them in Florida, they probably organize hunts and shit, try to fucking kill them off, try to control the population. So there's probably a fucking influx of this fucking feral pig meat all over the goddamn place, which makes sense. That's why it's common. And that's why it's all these fucking old people, because there's a shit ton of old people in Florida. Just when you think you've heard it all. Jesus. Let me know what you think about this crazy ass story in the comments. But that's all I have for now. I'll catch you on the next one. Later.